Hey everybody, I appreciate y'all coming in to Casa de Samsho this weekend. We have a lot of good matches lined up for you. If you were already watching us for Grand Blue, I'm glad you stayed. You stayed, you stayed for Samurai Showdown. I know those those two communities don't exactly, you know, coexist or whatever, but if you did, thanks. We're gonna go get started with Folken versus Gajeel. And we're trying the new first to three format, so we're going to try to put every match on stream just to see how fast we can get through this. And so far, the last one, it only took 2 hours, which is monumentally faster because normally I only get 4 matches in, and that usually takes 2 hours. But we'll see. You probably got like 2 hours and 50 minutes ahead of you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with our two commentators, Doggy Sandwich and Mr. Annual, to commentate the rest of this tournament, and then we'll see what we've got left afterwards.
I don't know if that was supposed to be the lead-in or not, because you're kind of breaking up on Discord, so yeah.
Yeah, it broke off, but I'm assuming that's the lead-in. I'm gonna take it and run with it. So yeah, we're going in transitioning to Samurai Showdown. So Gajeel and Folken. Folken is a regular in the Casa de Samsho online tournament, and Gajeel is new. He plays Darley from the Macon area, around the Middle Georgia area where we are at from. So it's his first time in the tournament. Usually plays Darley.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is the first time a Middle Georgia person's done online Casa, right? Since the other ones have been ducking hard?
Yeah, this is the first time. Alright, so we're gonna get Darley versus Folken's classic Yoshitora. So I don't know if he got over his character crisis or just wanted to go back to the classic.
Oh man. Man's been shuffling through characters week after week, day after day, and he finally lands on all 7 blades yet again, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we got two characters that love the jump heavy button, and they use it in very similar ways. So it should be interesting how this plays out.
Man, if you don't get in here and mute this Discord again. Oh my god.
All right.
Anyway,
Gajeel started out strong with the throw in the stand heavy. That's a whip from Folken's jump heavy.
Yeah, seems that he's got to get himself readjusted to playing Yoshitora. Just not on the mark with the JCs just yet. But yo, that hit back there, the backside of that one, okay. Runs in, gets a throw. I mean, I don't need to say too much to the combo. We had all the time to confirm it, right? So.
Yeah. All right.
Big punish on the 6-6C. He's just been using running Bs pretty well, keeping control. It's the JC again, but doesn't get it deep enough, so that just means do it one more time. Make sure that we can knock out all the kinks and find the deep hits, or find the hits that we need specifically.
And he started out with a very strong anti-air DP there.
He's working on the 7th sword. That's his whole scheme. That's how he's going to try to finish out this game. Taking a reset. Yo, resets in Samsho. Okay.
Alright, spacing himself out away from Gajeel's jump in. I thought that throw was coming out. But he even baited me.
Switching to using a couple of running A's this time. JC again. And I wonder if he knew that wasn't going to hit deep enough and was just trying to slide a 5H in there. Either way, it's still working out for him. Gets a dodge and a throw of his own.
All right, yeah, Gajeel finally gets the bright idea to burst. Hopefully it's not too late.
I'm just more surprised Folken didn't take the SSM from his dodge. He could have just finished the round right there. So that's giving Gajeel a chance to play. Throw into running C. Throws him again.
Yeah, that's not going to hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Darla, you gotta be a little more careful with that. How that works out. But in any case, Folken's going to walk away with game number 1.
One of those sad characters that sees everybody getting to play with their shiny, fun, new weapon flip, or throwing a weapon flip, but they can't do it too. What about this equality, man?
She should be able to do it off a dash. But yeah, you can't just do it raw.
But I want it now.
Yeah, well, all he got was game 2.
Fair. I.
Alright, you gonna stack that damage up.
Get another flower as well.
Use that front roll to put Folken into the corner. But weak punish, and that's one of Folken's consistent weak points.
All right.
He got the weakest air. He doesn't really want to put his. He doesn't put good punishes on things, and usually he gets a lot of chances for big damage that he typically throws away.
I mean, this is another opportunity right here. Like, he used the command dash, got through a throw, but his punish was to take a throw, which scaled some of the damage as is. Didn't really need to do it. He got the position, but he hasn't been really using the position too much. He hasn't been really trying to keep Gajeel cornered or anything, so it's a scenario where max damage would have meant so much more to him. But even with that, he's still able to make good use of the middle row, using the B button, keeping control.
Yeah, just keeping him control with the jumps and the pokes is just kind of been enough to keep Gajeel from achieving anything significant. Because Gajeel himself isn't using jump ins, and he's got some anti-airs and he's getting some pokes, but they kind of pale in comparison to what Folken is getting on the whole.
This is a start, back throw into an H. Just dogs him in the face and gets another throw. This is looking pretty good for him. This could be the first round for him. Faking again, gets the punish on the whiff throw. Not enough to take around just yet.
Yeah, it's definitely looking much better here.
Into the weapon flip. So this is going to be a lot of life for Gajeel to work with, but no weapon unless he can pick it back up. And yeah, he's just going to get... Oh, I thought it was going to be dead, but he gets a chance to go to boots.
Yeah, I guess he baited him to think he was going to pick it up, and he just ran right back in. But yeah, having a lot of life on that situation doesn't make the weapon loss as intimidating. Right, coming in from the top rope like usual. All right,
Engage.
that's a little better than the throw. We're moving up.
Fair enough.
All right. Gajeel just trying to keep him at bay with the pokes, but at some point it's not enough. So he has to press the issue and start getting some damage of his own.
With the way things are going, it might be a little too late getting his legs taken out from under him, but he gets a chance. That's a really big chance with burst. So he's going to need to look for it again, and he thought he was going to get it with an immediate dash in. Folken, wise to his schemes, hits the eject button, goes with the back dash, and gets another punish to take game 2.
Yep, things are looking pretty good for Folken. Like, Gajeel has a moment here and there, but it just feels like he's just trying to stave off the inevitable. He's popping a little damage here, popping a little damage there, but he's not really taking care of the core problem, which is Yoshitora is jumping at him, throwing him, and just getting big chunks of damage here and there.
He's really getting all the damage he wants because it's so easy to focus on the JCs and the throws. This man tried to go for a reset again, but Folken's also finding the little hits here and there that matter. I'm talking about like being able to get the running bees to hit, or just the bees in general, just to keep them in check. It seems like for the most part, whatever comes to Folken's mind is working out for him. Gajeel's got a little life to him right here. But the back throw again, chucked over into the corner. Another flower built up again. But it gives Gajeel the rage. What does he do with it? See if he can make some magic happen. He gets out of the corner. That's a start. Gets a throw as well. Whoa!
That just happened to work out.
If he would have... Go ahead.
I wasn't saying anything important.
But the C's, the shining C's, there's far too many of them for him to handle.
Yeah, he hasn't had a real good strategy of dealing with that. Like, he hasn't even gone to his own jump C's, which are pretty good in themselves, so.
He's tried. It's just, Gajeel, that is not anywhere as accurate as Folken is. Like, I get the feeling that Gajeel is trying to space his jump C's and really coax Folken into whiffing, trying to anti-air them or something. But he's way too shallow, so he's just been whiffing a lot of his. Whereas Folken, he has more uses of his jump C just in hitting. Like, you constantly see him putting Gajeel down in the corner and then taking a jump back JC just to put pressure on him if he wants to roll away. Stuff of that nature. So he's more versatile with the same kind of move. And now we're finding ourselves in the clutch again. JC whiffing over the top. Oh, that was a huge opportunity that Gajeel needed, but still gets a chance to play under assault from another JC. And again, I just can repeat C, and that's everything you're seeing on the screen. Gets the sweep.
He's still holding on to his burst. I think he just lost focus there.
No chance for him to use it at all.
Well, he actually plenty of chances because you can use it in block now.
Yeah. I'm talking about with, like, for how he thinks. Because you know he was really looking for, like, burst or throw in a burst, something of that. Not like, I'm going to just do this in neutral and try to interrupt him.
Yeah, of course. All right, so Folken takes that 3-0, and he'll be sitting on the station. We're going to get I don't know who his next opponent is, since a certain somebody did not post the match list. Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so someone did post a match list, so apologies.
Nah, don't apologize to him.
Hey, man,
Nah, he got to pay his money if he wants his due respects.
$10 for an apology.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead to him anyway. But you gotta have Folken versus Big Bates.
Bates actually wants to grace us with his presence this time around, as he ditched us last week.
Hey man, he gotta get that big Ronin Rumble money.
That is true. He got second in the East, if I remember correctly. He's second and third in the East Division.
Yeah. So now he's gonna be up against Folken, going with the other. So we got like two classes. Because Bates himself has been going through the character select, trying to find him something that'll give him, I guess, more the consistency that he wants. But he's going with the old faithful Genjuro.
I'm hoping he's just trying to keep the blade sharp, because as much as he was talking about Mina, I'm surprised that he's not playing her like all the time.
Yeah.
But I guess the other end of the spectrum is by taking a guess that Folken is going to keep playing Yoshitora, you have a DP to ask, oh no.
It's like it's the biggest moment of your life followed by the worst moment of your life.
Triumph and tragedy all in one breath.
All right, a rare far heavy from Yoshitora landing.
On the OS, saving Bates right there. Going for it again, taking it as a confirm this time.
Yeah, that's definitely Bates' default MO. Is he's gonna abuse that until you see that you can counter it, or specifically get him off of it, because it does so much. Like, if you try to jump away, it's like such.
Use it in neutral. Can use it for punishes. Can probably run to the store for him in these times of need, because you know he ain't trying to go out there. Does a whole lot.
All right.
So, sometimes you just let it rip by itself, though. You don't need to send it with his friend.
And yeah, if you can't establish that the jumping pattern on Yoshitora, then it's even harder to play. And like even stuff like that, where you jump into it and take one hit, it kind of nullifies on a lot of its effects as well.
Oh, he had the right idea for the deflect, just didn't have the range, or he was expecting a different button. Still works out as he gets the Rekka out of the corner. Ooh, you reach, I teach. You don't get to look at my reflex like that, or my recoils like that.
Oh, nice whip punish by Bates. Over here, he cashes it out. And I never actually went back and checked if since Genjiro has the faster heavy DP, now he can use his running light into the heavy like that. I didn't think about that. So Bates puts one on the board. Folken thinking real hard. I guess he's gonna see what his B team is looking like.
Yeah, wanted to go back and take a few more seconds because, man, he got washed so fast he didn't even burst.
Hey, that's true. All right, he's going to the guy on the box.
Whoa, wait, is this? He's playing a Soul Calibur character?
Yeah, you got a guest character from Soul Calibur. Haomaru.
That old guy from CVS? What in the world?
All right, so I'm guessing he wants to match tools, DP, fireball, and keep it basic and see if he can keep up with Bates without needing to jump himself. But he'll have to carry out that plan as well.
Why do I get the feeling he's still going to be looking for a lot of jump C's? Hey, guess who's there? Lo and behold.
Yeah, like he's going towards the pokes, but he loses his patience fairly quickly with it.
Solid.
This is sitting right outside of the range to come in on. This just kind of shows the Bates experience. Connects with the card. Like Bates is like what everyone says, solid. He has all his options covered. You can't really force things on him that aren't real. That's just the strength of his Genjiro and his ability as a Samsho player in general.
Just taking a second, throw a couple of cards at him, see if he's willing to just run into the round, which he does. I'll put that back.
All right, he's like, we got the sweep, we got the momentum, and nah, he just wakes up with the option select, pushes him right back mid-screen. And now Folken is looking at the corner, which prompts him to jump.
Yeah!
Bates a little too late on the DP there. But nonetheless, he comes out the better man on the scramble.
Ooh, a little too hasty from base, running into the Cyclone. Oh, but he gets a big deflect. Yeah, get off him. Of course, he was kind of forced to burst in that scenario. Didn't want to go out into the Silent Night just yet, but puts Folken on a clock. And even with the threat of the burst, yo, my man went in again. That is literally the reckless right there. He didn't care anything about getting lit up with an Easton.
So that's 2-0 with Bates, and that's just one of the strengths of Bates. He's very instinctual, and he can read like when his opponent wants to hunker down, or when they're too timid to do anything. And he himself is far from timid.
Oh yeah. If there's any question about that, just brazenly throwing 2 Rekkas into the night like that, 2 DPs as well, flipping Folken's inputs. Oh no.
All right, Folken with the throw. We'll see if he can get something started. I'm thinking Bates gonna look for the option select again. Now he rolls. Check the toes and gets in there in time for the whip punish.
Hey.
Bates will take that for a whip DP any day. And yeah, you just see how Folken's just like always slightly off, and Bates is always like right on. You just see that it shows like the big difference of their spacing knowledge. All right, and Folken gets a big punish.
Yeah, the first break he's had in a while. Gets the H as well, as Bates was trying to reclaim the space in front of his weapon, and hey, he made it back.
Goes him out of the jump. Bates probably thought he can make it in time, but nah. Remember the DP wait for him, and that is very punishable.
Super jacked up slides like that. Folken still able to find another knockdown. Gets a big JC, but wasn't deep enough. That's something that Bates has been really consistent with. He's always consistent with it. Just checking jump-ins with 2Ds. And if somebody doesn't have a deep enough jump in combo, he usually finds an interrupt afterward. Gets to punish an Ishin with one of his own. Not enough to take the round just yet.
All right, Folken really wanted that round, and he has he has a round to work with and stuff, so it wasn't the worst choice, but in any case, we're here.
And trying to play up Bates straight, no meter to work with, just the SSM. It's gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah, it's questionable that he spit the burst to try to claim that round, because here we are, but nonetheless, here we are.
Oof. Big JC. Running C.
It's a very rare anti-air. But Bates is ready.
The timing on the overhead was so good. Don't know if he knew the deflect was really on Folken's mind, especially since Folken showed it earlier. But it panned out so well for Bates. It's another chance for Folken though. Chance that got snuffed out immediately by a DP, leaving him on his last leg. Yo, he's not going out into the night just yet. Waking up throwing shots of his own. Yo, this is a big chance, and there it is.
All right, luckily he didn't run up for the throw. He goes ahead, takes the heavy, and we can win the game. Bates' wild nature got the best of him that time.
I can totally imagine him doing that DP and thinking, man, he ain't gonna punish me. The worst, he's gonna take a throw.
It's like Folken's ready, and I guess with a How Tomorrow, it's kind of easy bake in that sense because the way his C works. Yeah, and that's kind of showing and illustrating another problem with Folken is that he doesn't have safe approaches. Like he doesn't know how to gradually bring himself in. And so he, again, goes to the jump C a lot like you alluded to at the beginning of the set.
Yeah. There's a bit of that problem. Not really clean on his punishes because he was able to block the cross-up record, right? Block the entire chain, no SSM afterwards. So that's just giving Bates all the gas he needs in this match. Even though he lost the last game, I don't imagine that he's too worried about it at all.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna adjust his game so he doesn't get punished as much. And now he's just kind of sit there and just let Folken kill himself at this point. Taking his mix-ups, of course.
He said taking the mix-ups. He's taking everything that Folken's giving him because that record was straight in the front, and he still got cleaned up in the side. Yo, I've had enough. But he still got to be able to do something with it.
Yeah, but even if he manages the next round, he gets this round, he still has a lot of ground to make up. And even still, right now. All right, Bates opts to choose his weapon instead of taking the punish, but it works out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, he was able to survive, but like we're saying, this is where it gets hard because Folken won the round, but he ain't got no meter to work with. He's not going to get another weapon flip. Don't entirely know what the DP was about because Bates wasn't even on his block, but still, Folken coming in, gets a throw, pushing him over to the corner. I hope he doesn't chase him in the corner. It's still worked out because Bates just rolled back. What am I thinking? This is Bates. Of course he's playing in the corner. Ooh, wasn't ready to SSM it, but I think he tried. I really think he tried to do that one right there, and he just got a unfortunate missed input. Man. Yeah, that was the thing that happened. Just well, I've been holding on to this SSM for so long. There's been quite a few times that I could have threw it and it didn't work out. So maybe this will be the chance. Maybe I can just put it on the table and it'll give me the W. Decent.
I'm just like imagining Bates just looking him dead in his eyes and pressing the 3 buttons if they were offline.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good effort by Folken, but Bates takes 3-1. And so next up should be Bates versus Terrence, a classic Casa matchup.
It might be a classic, but it's the last one we're gonna see in the Casa era.
Yep.
Still wondering what the name is ultimately gonna be. Like, I mean, I've seen the suggestions floating around. Yeah,
I mean, he changed the name of the chat, so I'm assuming that's what it is.
it's alright.
I guess we'll see where it goes.
It's like 4 out of 10.
Well, why don't you give him one of your magic names, man?
Nah,
You always land on the 10, right?
I get close. I tend to think they're like maybe 7s. Some people tell me 9 or 10, but nah,
Well, give him a 7 if he's sitting on a 4.
nah.
Damn. Well, in any case, we're gonna go ahead and get this started. We'll see who they're gonna pick, because we saw Terrence using his Sogetsu last week, and it's like he's going to do it again.
I'm really surprised that he's trying to make this Sogetsu work.
There might be something about Sogetsu, man. That just speaks to his soul.
A half screen 2C.
Yeah, well, I guess that would speak to Terrence's soul.
You mean to tell me that I can sit in another zip code and put somebody on their back? Sick!
So I wonder how much Beta's had to sit down and play and look at this character since the shutdown. So we're gonna see. And yeah, I think out of all the competitors, Base is gonna be the least likely to let the water ball flow in neutral. Like in that case, he was knocked down first, but
All right.
when I don't think he's gonna be too happy to let him set up. Yeah, we got this slow play going on, which when Base sees slow play, he sees command grabs.
And off the back of the one, he got a little bit of space, a little bit of damage to work with more specifically. Looking for the 2C off the mark. I say off the mark, it's zoning. Like, just looking to see if he can find Terrence's 2C. Nothing there.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty aggressive about avoiding that space in general.
All right. So Terrence realizes that it's starting to get to the end of the time, so he's trying to push the issue a little bit. And Bates has been pretty good with putting traffic in his face. Was able to stuff a 5C earlier. Going to be able to pull up just in time to block. Oh! It was one hit. Yeah, it's not too bad that he got hit there. Like, it's obnoxious, it's annoying, but with as little damage as Sogetsu does and as little time as there is on the clock, the worst thing that has happened to Bates is he's got put into rage.
Yeah, and this just ran out, so yeah, ultimately, I guess that worked out for Terrence in some sense. But nonetheless, he's down around.
Yeah, even though there's only one round, though, it feels like a mountain for him to climb, dude. But all right, he's got a little bit of life. Oof. Crashing in the front door, taking the trade. Yeah, Bates will gladly take that trade. Gets the damage from it, but he's already got the lead. So even if he barely lost out, that still would have been pretty good for him.
All right, Terrence making use of that space and get that bubble out. Keep him guessing. Oh wow.
See, that's the thing where it looks like a struggle though, because Bates is winning. Like, he's literally just holding down back in the corner, and sure, he gets chipped a little bit if Terrence puts the bubble directly on him. But other than that, what really happens?
That's true, and he closes it out by putting it heavy on the deflect.
Yeah, even though this is early in Sogetsu's life, this feels really hard for him. Like, really, really hard. Take a really good guess at the beginning. Assumed that he was going to be asleep at the wheel. Walked up, snatched him with a command throw. Just build a huge lead again. So this is the same scenario where, okay, it's perfectly cool for you to have all this neutral control with a bubble, but it's not that big of a deal. SSM, yes, you need these.
Yeah, I think he attempted it that first time when he hit the third hit of the wreck of it, messed it up. But luckily, Bates gave him one more opportunity. So gives him the life lead he was looking for.
And the 2C is the big thing from all of that. Because even though he hits the SSM, he's got to survive the raid. 2C gave him a little bit of time, but not enough. And now Terrence has got his blade slapped out of his hands. Not going to be able to get a real punish on this. Gets his weapon, though.
Yeah, so he walked away with a little damage in his weapon back. So what's up? Oh, wow. Is he going to land on it? Nah.
Ooh. Gotta dodge, skirt away, but he's looking to go to the bottom side, and Bates taking a high road with a UO.
All right. Get this Bates ink at the beginning. And yeah, I think it's like Bates is not typically worried about it. He's not aggressively trying to get past him. But when he sees his opening, he goes in.
Yeah, full screen heavy record just to cover the distance. Pretty useful tool. Really?
I think he meant to like bait him and think that was hitting, and then he was gonna grab him because he was in range, but to throw whiff because he was in hit stun.
Right. I'm just more surprised that Sogetsu can do that. That's actually pretty useful against the strategy that Bates has. Like, I won't even say the player, because I wouldn't be surprised that, like, if Terrence looked for that again, Bates had a completely different response to it. But just knowing that you can catch somebody blocking with that specifically is really good.
All right, Bates is looking like he's losing a little bit of his patience.
Just a little bit, eh?
That's a little bit. At least enough to get Terrence that round.
He still has a few ticks of rage to work with. Can't really do anything with it. Yo, hello, 5C from downtown.
Had to present that just to stop Bates from just moving forward mid-screen.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what like all the hits are about from the bubbles. Like I understand that Bates is trying to move forward at that point, which is why he's constantly rolling into it. But he took a lot of free damage from him. Gets a throw with his rage, so it's gonna be a pretty good look forcing out the burst again. Yes, dash and take a throw into the weapon split.
He just picks it right back up, and it doesn't take too much punishment. He's still pretty decent. Yeah, I think at this point, yeah, Bates is just he's mad.
Yeah,
because it's like the thing we always say about the game is like when someone is upset, or you just see their emotional state in this game, and at that point, Bates got hit enough. He's like, I want this now, and he chased it to his detriment.
And it's kind of unfortunate because like he really was still in control the way I was thinking about it, but yeah, just like hit after hit for no good reason, just let things snowball out of control. See how things look in game 3 though. Bates already has his huge lead coming from the back of a JC.
Yeah, looks like he's cooled his head a bit, and he's going back to trying to suffocate Terrence a little bit.
Since he's staying fairly active, that didn't give Terrence the confidence to really throw any water balls out there, but I'm kind of wondering like if Terrence is thinking of throwing more torrents at some point in time. Like, he hasn't thrown too many. The few that he's been throwing have been on the mark, which, I mean, that means he has a decent amount of timing when Bates wants to move. It's just having the confidence to really go to it, but still able to get away from the slashes. That's one of the unfortunate things about that character, though, is when you get a throw and you have to take a real good look at the spacing to make sure whether you need to do the light torrent or the mid torrent. And if you're wrong, you just lose all that you work.
Yep.
It ain't be like that sometimes.
Alright. They're starting out real strong.
Front side rack, shoving him over to the corner. And I don't know if he can recover in time or not after he throws the card, because Terrence has been pretty consistent from dashing under the card like so, just so he doesn't take the extra block stun for when it lands on him. And Bates hasn't really done anything about that yet, but with the way things are going, he doesn't need to, except for he missed the punish on that.
Yeah, I think he misjudged what the block stun ended. But
It's the realignment, because you got to remember the first time he was thinking about that. I'm assuming that's why he got hit with the weapon flip earlier, when he got hit with the last hit.
yeah. All right, catches the back dash. It pretty much gets us close to even anyway. Enough where he just needs one good hit.
Not good enough though. We thought that there was going to be a button there, but surprise, surprise, it's a Genjiro reaching in your pocket.
That should be 3-1, right? Oh no, that's 2-1. All right.
Yeah, he ain't playing with that.
All right. Rarely seen, but yeah, this a good check for people who like to press buttons in those situations.
I feel like the deflect isn't really strong for Bates in this matchup specifically, or against Terrence at least, because Terrence hasn't been too keen at throwing really anything other than the 2C. Like he is hitting the other buttons. He's hitting 5C, or more specifically 5B and 2B, which are the deflectable buttons at the range, but he's not hitting them at a real predictable manner. So I kind of feel like Bates is setting himself up to really get punished and shoved into the wall with a 5C for looking for it, or just getting swept by the 2C. But that's something that I'm thinking that's not what we're seeing on the screen, so it's theory craft.
Yeah. He almost got that one.
He's taking a page out of the patch 1 playbook to double deflect. Well, he's keeping it. He's looking for it again. I know it's on his mind. It's got to be on his mind.
Trying to whittle away that life lead.
Look.
I think he tried it and he just he messed up.
So sad to see another chance at an SSM just squandered away.
All right, doesn't opt for burst. He believes he can make it through.
Oof. I mean, he got it back. Took a lot of damage for it, though. Ah!
That was doing it. Well, yeah, he can't burst that.
No, there is no do it. It's just die.
All right, so Bates takes a 3-1. He hit that rematch. He's hungry for more.
Yeah, wait a second. Get him out of here.
All right, so let's see. That was Big Bates. Terrence. So Terrence and Painbot should be our next match. All right, got the collusion match on deck.
One of them, at least. You know I can't trust Painbot. It's not a wise decision to trust Painbot.
Hey man, he runs a clean tournament.
He doesn't pay anybody off ever.
Yeah. I did hear at one time he paid for his commentators to speak in his favor. I don't know why he did that, man. Just a rumor though.
Still can't believe he did that. The Phantom, man.
Hey man. Some of us want to grow. Some of us just want to be mean.
Some people want to watch other people shrink as small as possible. That's Painbot's MO.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna see if he can shrink down Terrence for this set here.
So get to it again. Painbot's probably reaching over for his dice to figure out who he wants to play. Yo, the Tam Tam.
All right. He got his skulls back, man. He can do anything now. It was that second and third skull that was holding him back.
Moolah.
All right. So I imagine it's going to be a little rough for Terrence. Just because, well, I can see where it can be rough for Tam Tam in certain areas. But yeah, depending on how aggressive Painbot tries to hold the space for Sogesu, it can be pretty rough for him.
Okay.
So yeah, that 2C might be the equalizer. Tam Tam has a similar tool. I gotta look and see who reaches further though.
I mean, it's one thing for who reaches further, but the other thing is like, who or do both of them have like this super long hurt box that they both could swing away at, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much for Sogetsu because even if his 2C doesn't do it, just like Terrence is showing, he can reach with the Torrents as well.
Yeah, and that also can like stop his his jumping fireball, even then punish the jump back C's. So he has a lot of options there, I imagine, at least on paper.
He's been making it pan out so far. Big 2C again to take the lead away from him. But yeah, he's got to see if he can figure out a way out of the corner. That would make him feel a whole lot better. Gets another torrent just to get some more space. But in the, oh, that's going to be huge. 2B in the torrent, not enough to take the round. But again, the big thing is he's forcing Painbot to have to run into him and waste the burst time as well. Rage time, excuse me. But the real time was overhead time. Running bees.
Mm-hmm. I guess Terrence thought he had to punish, but not quite.
He's lucky the only thing he got away with was a close B. He could have got knocked down there. Painbot eventually gets, you know, put the OS on him. Back up.
Yeah, 2 misreads on the water fountain, but no punish.
You want to talk about misses? Just a little too early on the jumping right there. Jumps away from the command throw. Man, keeps him grounded. Good looks. Okay, he called for the audible real quick. He's like, I'm going to try to run down there. He's like, nah, I don't know about that one.
Alright. So, see what we got after the weapon flip. Goes for the command grab again. Terrence, he's got to go to get a read on that.
So how is he ever going to get his weapon back at this point? He's trying to run in there and look for the blade grasp. Says he wants his loaf this big, but gets no bread.
Just a little bit earlier, he probably would have popped him, but I think he would have landed at mid.
Doesn't want to try to take that guess at all. He doesn't want that drama.
Okay, trade. Both of them got a knockdown, so ultimately that's for Terrence. Terrence has proven very elusive, and he's not running in just mindlessly running in the poke. So I think he's upping Painbot's frustration meter little by little.
Yeah, I was just thinking like Terrence looks really obnoxious to Painbot right now, like really obnoxious. Painbot trying to. Ooh, okay, he gets away.
Yeah, luckily Painbot gets another chance to play.
Right. But for how long, having to come off of the burst and right.
That's the unfortunate part of that. And Terrence didn't really think that through. The fact that his SSM's long range is good, but in that situation, it wasn't. So Painbot manages to turn things around and get put on the board. But yeah, it's like every time Terrence blocks one of Painbot's pokes, you just see like a little meter going up. He's like, I'm gonna go in and do something. Because I think most people crumble much faster than Terrence do.
Yeah, but the thing that's been on my mind ever since I've seen Terrence start playing Sogetsu is still present. It's the fact that he can't really walk forward with this character, which, I mean, you could say Sogetsu doesn't want to walk forward, but Terrence himself, he just looks so much more powerful when he's able to just push somebody into a corner with neutral. And he doesn't seem to get as much of that with Sogetsu. He's still getting full screen, like you see him constantly knocking him back with the bubbles and the torrents, but it still looks like very hard for him, you know?
Yeah. It definitely looks really good when it's working.
Now it's going to be extremely hard for him as he gets shoved clean away from the water blade, gets his ankle swept up. Woo, but he gets a grasp. Good old catch.
Well, we got one guy who has special moves and has a life lead. So we got another who doesn't have any. And one hit away. Or a couple hits anyway.
That hit so high up.
Yeah.
Either that or Tam just has a really vertical hurt box. But...
Well, I mean, we saw in the last caster that it was catching Yashimaru out of his double jumps.
Right. I mean, if he ain't gonna hit it, I'm gonna just keep throwing it out there.
Alright, Painbot showing a little bit more patience now.
And I like the change right there. Instead of looking for SSM, just went ahead and took the weapon flip right there. Whew, got him again.
Alright, 2-0.
Painbot over there getting all the snacks out the fridge.
He's been trying to land that the whole time, and he finally got it when it mattered. Alright. Coming in from the top rope, no response from Terrence.
Big one. 2B in the torrent, get some space, get your feet on the ground. I don't know where you trying to go. So I'm guessing that, so I guess you can't just 5C a block 2C, right? We haven't seen that at all.
No, we haven't seen it. I was thinking back, but that was during Bates' set when he tried it. But yeah, I don't know if it's possible. That's something I have to check. But yeah, he at least has not tried it.
Looking for a running B. Gets another one, or he gets one. Looking for it again, but well off the mark. That's an opening for Painbot. The opening that gets shut down immediately, and one more time. Terrence doesn't find the spacing on the torrent, but he gets the second one as he gets to pick up the spare. Doesn't put anything as he jumps up in the air.
Yeah, those missed water spouts are finally starting to stack up against him. Painbot is, yeah.
It's free damage leaking away from him. Ha ha ha. Oh, if he had a hitbox that went a little bit lower, that would have been so good. And it was really close. Like, Terrence still had the lead by a pixel when he stood up. Whether Painbot knew it or not, he just wasn't leaving that up for chance. And he finds the sweep, finds a round, and is one round away from taking his 3-0.
Yeah, I'm guessing Terrence missed his instant block or something. Because yeah, if he took that block, he probably would have got put down below. So he wanted to do something about it. Painbot sitting on that lead now. Now it's trying to punish Terrence for his trying to get in.
And he's just brazenly trying to get in. Painbot sees it as well. Cause that's what I was thinking. Like when Painbot's really getting in the mode where he's thinking about throwing a bunch of B's and A's, where he'll stop if somebody tries to deflect him. But until he sees the deflect, it's not on his mind that he needs to hit the brakes. But still, Terrence finds his way in, gets to Eason. So this is doable for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, tries to use the spout as a punish, so it looks like it's not quite fast enough. Ooh. And it's a 3-0 for Painbot. You have to have some troubles here and there. And it's like, yeah, so guess who gave him the troubles, but ultimately, I guess there was no big payoff moments, despite the fact that he was able to counter a lot of what Tam Tam was doing.
Right. Like, I can't think of any times that he was really able to hit the C button at all. Like, he's trying with the 2 Cs, but that's about it. But that's just nowhere near enough damage to really keep up with Tam Tam in that department.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to have Gajeel back up. And he's going to be versus Painbot.
Now that man's about to run the gauntlet. Got a big doubleheader ahead of him. Gonna have to sit down for Painbot and Bates.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they're just gonna switch chairs or switch just plug in dick.
That would be the lazy thing to do, but I imagine just for clarity's sake, Painbot's gonna actually make Bates log in on his PS4.
All right, that would be the move. All right, so Gajeel, we saw his Darley earlier go down to Folken's Yoshitora, so we're gonna see what he has this time. And I know he plays a couple other characters, but Darley's the one I typically see him playing. Tournament.
It's the path of least resistance to him, man. When everything starts working out for him, just hit the JC, the JC party.
It's always good to have something you can rely on in this world, man.
But on the other end of the spectrum, he's got to actually use it.
Yeah, that's true. So this is definitely gonna be I think a little rough. Well, generally, if you go by Painbot, this is not so. This is actually pretty doable and pretty probably good for Tam Tam and what he likes to do. But when he's online, the Darley jumps, he becomes a terror beyond terror.
Man, let's not get started with that.
Let's not get started. You're right. But in any case, like you said, ultimately Gajeel has to use the jump C anyway. So we'll see if that goes down this time.
There it is. Huge start. Jeez.
Yep, he's definitely presenting it and gave him a big lead. Alright, Painbot's gonna have to nickel his dime his way back. Kiss a it's an overhead combo. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but it's still not enough to take the lead away from Gajeel just yet. A couple of pokes are starting to make this a little more competitive. But yeah, Painbot understands he has a lot of time to work with, but caught not really paying attention, run and throw. And a dodge that could have been the end of the round for him still leaves him with a little life to work with, gets to 2C. And I think he was really trying to dash to the other side of him. Got his timing thrown off because he was a little late. And Gajeel, just in a panic, was hammering on that 2A.
Well, it worked out for him. Right, hit him with the running heavy.
And I like what Painbot did there. Not in the last goal he threw, but the second before last. Because there's been 2 times so far that Gajeel was sitting about half screen away, like at the tip range of JC. And he's jumped over the double low skull. So Painbot is seeing that, starting to throw a low high. Far out of the range, so he didn't have to worry about the jump in there.
Kid catches him with the overhead. No response to the whip C, man.
Ooh!
Yeah, he's been presenting that enough that it's been a threat. It's just he's not putting the biggest punch behind it, but the C was much better than what he did before.
Right. But now we find ourselves in this awkward situation where Gajeel really wants to finish this round out. So he bursts and he got it.
Yeah, Painbot got a little too he got a little too ambitious there.
Yo, is that Gajeel finally getting on the board with an aggressive burst? Let me check this.
1-0. Yeah, because his rage was going down, and I think Painbot wanted to catch him sleeping.
Right.
But he wouldn't.
Yeah, I was just checking the brackets. That's the first one he got, from what I see. That's a big one to get for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take those. See if we can keep the ball moving in game 2. Painbot coming out with a far more aggressive approach, stepping in and taking the throw in the beginning, just asserting his dominance, if you will, or trying to. Taking another one.
He's not gonna wait for death this time.
Trying to see if he can meet death at the gates.
And yeah, it's like he's kind of mixing in his offensive approach with a kind of a reactive style, and just putting more points in aggression this time.
Reallocating his stats.
Yeah.
It's working out for him. For the first time, he saw a running D, well ready for it. It's a solid punish on. Painbot TV. So taking a page out of the Painbot playbook, jumping in, getting a little time, and just running up and taking the throw. This good looks from Gajeel in the start. He's going for another one. Give him another one.
But I still like, I really like that Gajeel is looking for the deflect right there. You know, he's keeping Painbot honest.
And he found it. He just needs to put a real punish on it. It will mean so much more for him. Waited for it. He knew, and he gets to show off his new toy, the good old controllable SSM. You know Painbot smiling so hard over there.
Now nobody can stop me. No more close C for me.
It's a new man. Get a new outlook on life. Gets to play the same game everybody else does, or mostly everybody else.
Well, everybody does get a whiff throw and a SSM at least.
Fair.
So he was literally the only one. All right, 1-1. So let's see if Gajeel can see how Painbot has changed it up and come up with his own changes. And then again, I don't think he needs to change much because again, he's getting in position, he's getting these deflects. He just needs to capitalize better on what he is doing.
That's something you're not really going to see on the fly, though. That's something that would happen next Casa, next whatever we're going to be called, right? Yeah. So for the short term, he's going to have to do more work with the tools he has, which isn't out of the realm of possibility. He's doing a lot of right things. Like in that scenario right there, he dashes up, doesn't look for the throw, whether by intent or by accident. So he got the dodge out of Painbot, just needs to put some kind of punish on that. He's going to need to add more change than Painbot to get the same prize. But the other thing that I wanted to point out is the other end of the scale, Painbot is making the adaptations to keep Gajeel on his toes, because he started off the last game taking a bunch of run and throws, right? This game, he's ran in and he's looked for reactions. And he hasn't gotten any directly. Hey, there's the throw game, by the way. He hasn't gotten any directly, but the things that he's chosen to do afterwards have been able to pick up damage here and there against Gajeel. But since he sees that he's still not reacting to the throws, went ahead and got 2 scoops to start off this round right here. He was looking for a third one, but there was finally a button.
Yeah, Gajeel finally showing off some kind of reaction to that. But yeah, you can just still see how spooky he is.
Double run in tick, run in tick, reset, run in tick, command throw. Snack time.
All right, 2-1. So looks like Painbot saw what he needed to see, and unless Gajeel got something else in the toolbox there, it's looking like he's cruising to that third match, that third win. And Gajeel's thinking if he wants to see if he wants to use someone else on the squad.
He don't even know where to go, man.
That's usually not a good sign. So we're gonna see who he's gonna pick this time.
I can just hear him bouncing around the character select right now, man. What do I do? What do I do?
I mean, this game gives you 60 seconds or 50 seconds, however long. It's pretty long, actually. Okay, he's going with
Shiki. Who?
I've seen him play Shiki a little bit, but that's not the character I was thinking he's going to go to. But here we are.
A once common and wild character in the Georgia Samsho community, now all but extinct. It feels like.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that we're on lockdown, so it's all just kind of compounded. But we'll see what he has. He's definitely gonna have to be on point with his with punishing if he wants to take down old Tam Tam.
I wonder if and when he's going to throw the SSM. Because that could be one reason he's thinking about using this on his mind, you know?
Yeah,
Could
definitely.
also be looking for more consistent mid-range punishes with 5B.
Mhm.
We shall see, though. This opening hasn't looked too strong for him, but he gets a throw. Thinks he gets a C from that, which he doesn't.
It's looking a lot of the same that we had with Darley. Except he just has a lot of less options that's just kind of burst in with that Darley has.
Trading kicks back and forth. Guessing he missed the button that time. Unless he really was just looking for a raw record. Either way, it was another throw, another unforced error afterwards, and another mistake that Painbot will gladly take and add to his collection of rounds.
Yeah, it looks like he's just doing what he did with Darley, trying to force his way in, except he doesn't have a jump C, he doesn't have the running kick. Like, he doesn't have the tools that Darley has to bully your way in.
And kind of like Darley, he doesn't have a lot of life to work with after taking that SSM, but he finally gets a break, gets everything together with his throw combo. So that's a start. A little too early on the special low. Gets another throw, B record. So he's piecing this back together. He gets a command throw. Sadly, that puts him in a corner, but still looking pretty good as he can keep the momentum. He just can't get pushed out. Like, if he gets pushed, he also can't whiff TP.
Yeah, we were looking real good until that precise moment. So that's 3-1 for Painbot. And yeah, the switch was pretty questionable.
Yeah.
In any case, Gajeel's gonna have to hang with big baits next.
That's the thing that makes this really hard when I think about it, is he was doing decent with Darley. Again, it wasn't like the greatest, but for what he's shown, he was doing okay. But now he's completely thrown his entire rhythm off by playing one game of Shiki, and he has to play at the least another 3 games. So this is one of those rare scenarios where something that happens in one game is probably going to have a decent impact on the following game.
For sure. And if base goes with the Genjiro, he's gonna have to be much more tighter in how he approaches.
Oh boy, there he is.
Big man. All right, going with Shiki again. Maybe he felt something was right with him.
I don't know about this one, Chief.
Gotta go with his gut, I guess. So
Hey.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder for him to jump now.
Man, his gut lying to him. He needs to feed his gut.
Oh, wait a minute. Our streamer didn't enter the spectate mode.
He what? Oh no. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He forgot to enter the spectate mode, so now we're watching this, but the stream can't see it. So base is gonna just throw the match so they can go back to the lobby. What's that Price is Right horn on the mixer, man? You better have it.
Doom, 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 doom.
Look, man, they did not give me enough
I
time
get
to
the
eat
impression
it.
they didn't tell Gajeel what was going on because he's over here hitting the lightest buttons possible.
Yeah, I don't know if he gets it or not. I think he's caught on now.
They did not give me enough time to go back to the lobby.
Nah, that's all on you. I don't want to hear no excuses.
Whatever, man. It's fixed now. So back to your scheduled programming.
Get out of here.
They didn't give me enough time, even though I'm the one who invited them. Got it.
Got him.
But in any case,
we ain't ever gonna make it.
we're gonna return to the room real quick, and we're gonna go into get the match started. Now that we got our streamer in the spectating queue.
I hope we're going back there. All right.
All right, looks like Gajeel still doing some soul searching here. And I guess his soul still found Shiki.
Wait, did I get kicked out of this now?
Did you? Oh, I think this might be the lobby breaking.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's see what we got. Are you just in the lobby or are you out of the lobby?
No, I'm sitting in the lobby, but yeah. This lobby is officially broken. See, I'm blaming Painbot.
Damn. So let's see.
Now,
this is taking a really long time to load too, like even more than usual. So I wonder if it's just like everybody's busted in some way. Because this loading screen's been going on for a lot longer than even Samsho usually does. We might have to tank the lobby and remake it.
I'm blaming Painbot. That is the only explanation to this.
Damn. So hold tight, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna remake the lobby, and in the meantime, we still got the Matcherino up on deck. Okay. Well, they're entering the game, but we're still gonna reset it.
Tell us about that Matcherino, though, man.
Yeah, so Matcherino, I'm gonna put the code in the chat, !Matcherino. For at least for Samsho, it's still going on. You can still go in and put in your coupon code, PBSS2. If you do that, you'll enter 50 cents into the pots from Matcherino, not from you. Just log in with your social media, whichever one you feel most appropriate, and then you can donate to the pot. And if you like, you can do a sponsor request, but hey, at least get the easy one out the way. And we appreciate y'all. All right. Well, at least we got a video documentation of the line busting up.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna bite my tongue on the stream because it's like they're still worse. Oh, they're still worse than this. I don't want to hear it.
It's still worse, right? But I guess there's a difference when it's just like it's not working. Well, I guess in the case you were telling me it's not working, right? Or is it working in a bad way?
Oh, it barely worked at all. Like,
well, I mean, like, I guess what I'm asking is like, is it doing what it's supposed to do? But what it's supposed to do is bad, as opposed to what it's supposed to do is not working. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I would say it's not working.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that the music is dead?
Got the lobby up and got spectating queue, so we just need
have you guys noticed the music is gone for some reason?
Nah, I have everything muted anyways.
The music is dead for some reason. I don't think it's gonna be dead in the game, but the lobby music is gone for some reason.
All right, man, get your boy Kaiser Wave in here.
Look, he's already, trust me, he knows. He definitely knows this shit don't fucking work. But we're gonna try it again. We're gonna try it again. So yeah.
All right. So maybe I just needed that refresh. Yeah, I've seen him going from stream to stream and noticing that the lobbies are busting up. So I'm sure it's been passed to the proper sources. But in any case, we got Gajeel and Bates back up on deck, and Gajeel's still thinking real hard about that Shiki.
Man, he had all this time, and he's still sitting there like, man, what do I do? Do I want to play Darley and jump at him? Do I want to play Shiki and run at him? What do I do?
Man, got a Shiki on the left shoulder and a Darley on the right.
Telling you, man, you can just run at him with the records. Nah, go to the air, jump at him.
But in any case, yeah, he's going back with Shiki. So now we're gonna get to see the actual match. I'm assuming everyone is in the room in spectate mode, and we good.
I'm looking at it.
Same here, and it looks like it's good on stream. So
We just might make it, man.
just might make it. All right, here we go.
We're starting off trying to get a little acquainted with each other, see what tales people want to tell about themselves in the beginning before we start getting in there and ripping some pages apart. And with me saying that Bates looked like he took a good chunk of knowledge, got half life for everything that he's learned so far. Ooh, yeah, just being persistent is Gajeel. Getting a throw. And faking a second one there, wasn't ready for the dodge though.
Yeah, it's kind of goes back to what we were saying last set. Like he has good ideas and good decisions, but it's like his follow up needs more work.
His offense isn't interactive. That's what I'm thinking about. Like it's good in the sense of he does right things and he gets the things he should be looking for, but because he doesn't pay attention to what this person specifically does and when they do it and reacts to that, he doesn't get as many rewards as he could.
I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Yo, what is wrong with Bates?
Yeah, I don't know what Bates was looking for. I don't know if he was just trying to be cute, but in any case, it's not deterring him.
You tried to eject him clean out of the Casa, dude.
Strapped a rocket to his back.
Pretty much. That was his plan.
Alright. Oh, and he teleported into recoil and he got caught.
Yeah. I guess that's the MO that Bates is going for. He just sees too much activity behind the recoils, so he's just dropping bombs.
Alright, we're bound back to the lobby. Hopefully we break it again.
Oh no. Painbot still strapped in down there?
Yeah, we still here.
Wait, who is? Okay. Just had to make sure. I was getting scared for a second. It's kind of looking rough out there. I would give Gajeel so much credit if he was sitting on random right now. Just, you know, let me go ahead and put my numbers in there. I got like 1 through 3, 1 through 4. How many characters he got? 1 through 4. Generate what we got.
Damn.
Maybe he's flipping the Brazilian Real, the old classic.
This is a character I actually thought he was going to go to when he switched from Darley. I thought he plays. I've seen him play a little more Bassard than I have Shiki, but
Really?
mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a forgotten character ever since he came out. Like, there was a lot of talk about him in the beginning, right? Because of how much control he has, how much you just have to know to play against the character. But I'm guessing that everybody thought it was too much work and it was like too paper thin of a strategy. So I haven't really seen anybody play this character past like the first 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, like I know a couple of streamers who do, but it's like, yeah, on the whole, typically you're not gonna see this character. I think a lot of the hype was from his previous game, which I don't know much about, but I guess it didn't play out like you thought it would.
Right now, we're not getting to see any real plays. He finally got an anti-air, and that's the only button he's been able to hit the entire round so far. Try to roll out of the corner. Bates meets him at the line, pinned him down with the low, and then cleaned him up with a DP.
Yeah, Basara is a, I guess I would say, a sensitive character.
Oh yeah.
You got to be able to ebb and flow with your opponent, and I think it's definitely a must that you know a good deal of their space to get real effect out of him. But he's doing all right.
He's got 2 hits this time, interrupts the record, so that's a pretty good look. Back dash to the overhead dash. Yeah, gonna be flagged down every time.
I'm surprised he didn't take the burst. Because like he's lost his weapon and now he's almost dead.
Yeah, just reminiscent to some earlier games where he's holding on to his burst, assuming that there's gonna be a round 3, but there is not.
Indeed. So like I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or he just was just hoping for the best, but he's gonna go back in there with Basara. And I still feel like throughout it all, Darley has been his strongest pick so far.
I would agree with that. Totally would agree with that. Gonna have to see if he can take 3 games off of base with this Basara. Starts looking kind of rough. Oof. It's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bates just feels like he has carte blanche. He's just doing whatever he wants. Whatever you want for the menu.
I'm just gonna finish this guy with nothing but a cross-up record.
And yeah, it's like it's one thing to pick Basara, but I feel like unlike with his other two, like even Sheikah, I would give credit, at least some credit to having strategy. But I just don't think he has one with Basara at all.
I agree with you, right? I agree with you, but I would assume that he does have a strategy, but because of how the character is, he's not getting a chance to do it at all because the strategy involves him needing space, and Bates clearly sees that, which is why he's just constantly running at him and doing whatever he wants.
I think that's definitely fair. Because I see him trying to take his space as best he can and then try to get the orbs out and whatnot. So I guess a versatile strategy is more what I would say then. He messed up his dash. But in any case, he's still not bursting, so it just feels like he's very narrow-minded, myopic in how he plays.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
And Basara just made it worse. So Bates gets was that pretty quick 2-0? 3-0?
That was 3.
Yeah, that was 3. Yeah, the downtime between games kind of threw me off.
Well, if only our streamer was ready to actually capture the action, we wouldn't have had that mishap. That's what I'm saying. All right, anybody can pick whatever story they want, but we got the evidence, right? We got the vibe.
Oh,
we saw what happened.
Painbot gonna come out here looking like Jabberjaw. I guess no respect.
Who we got up next? We got Folken and Terrence.
Yeah. So last week these two played the Sogetsu mirror. So we're gonna see how they do that again.
I don't think we're gonna get that again. I don't think we're gonna get that because I'm under the impression that if Folken was still interested in playing Sogetsu, he would have played him at some point already.
Yeah, that is true.
Terrence, on the other hand, looks like he has clearly ditched Charlotte for now. Probably hasn't even moved his cursor on that side of the character select screen since Sogetsu's been out.
Okay, second page warrior.
Yeah.
Alright, going with the Yoshitora. So we'll see.
No way. There's nothing to think about, man. Is he about to prove me wrong?
The more you insist, the more likely it's gonna happen.
I know. I'm trying to will this into existence, so I don't mind being wrong. Not on this case. Nah. I'm good.
All right, so Getsu, and yeah, I think they started with without Painbot again. So we got to stop the match.
Did they see? Like, now he wants to try to blame the lobbies, but what's he doing? He's over there slipping. Did this really happen again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I will say that it is actually annoying that you can't invite people while you're sitting in the spectate.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna have these guys go ahead and get us back to the lobby. Can't remember if spectators can go back to the lobby.
With the way things are going, I'm not trying to press any extra buttons and find out. I might hit the panic button and literally blow up the entire room.
Alright. Give the streamer a chance. So he's already in there, but he got in there after so he should be able to spectate now.
All right, are we good this time? Nobody fell off the truck. All right, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing from the sounds of it, we're good, right?
Yeah, it's good on the stream.
Cool.
All right, so now that all that drama's out of the way, you get to see get old Yoshitora versus Sogetsu.
It's looking like good old Jump C, because that's the only thing that's on his mind. Using the armor to go through the torrent as well.
Yeah, I imagine Yoshitora can get up out of just based on how Sogetsu works, just at a base level.
Yeah. And also keep going.
I was gonna say also he doesn't have really strong grounded anti-air or something like Jump
Did that break the bubble too? Unless he just let it go right on top of him. Yeah, this, even though Terrence is winning this right now, this looks like a really annoying match for Sogetsu. You just have Yoshitora constantly coming forward at you, and pretty much everything you would use doesn't deter him from it. So you have to be really accurate so you don't run into the armor. But he gets in the stop for a second, gets a throw, and that's the round.
Yeah, this feels like this Folken gets what he wants here and there, but this feels like every once in a while he'll get a little indecisive.
He knew he wanted that throw though.
He did.
Took it with clean conviction as he moves in. The triplet of C's.
Yeah, that was really smart of Terrence to just run out of the corner instead of try to contest it so hard.
Yeah, there's only so far he can run with the way things are looking. Try to meet him in the air. Try to find anything. Yeah, fadeaway JC. It's a pretty good answer as long as he's not directly under the JC when it starts.
All right, see if he gets a punish here. Yep, that's easy punish actually. Get an auto block.
Weapon slip as well. This is a really good one for him. Puts him over to the corner, but not entirely in the corner, so a lot that he can do with this. Gets the punish for him, trying to grab his blade. We are 1-up. He really, yeah, I was like, he really thought he was gonna run with throw him in the beginning, eh?
Could be.
Yeah, these some very brash decisions from Folken in the beginning. Doesn't have a burst to work with anymore, so he's gonna be playing effectively this entire round solid with no meter.
Yeah, I'm questioning if that was even an accident, because like even if he hit it, he wouldn't have got much damage. Like it would have still been like less than just like hitting a heavy.
All right. But he's still kind of sort of keeping up as maybe about 10% less than Terrence, but it's nothing that he can't do, especially if he has him in the corner. Missing the throw means so much, and Terrence doesn't want to punish him. He's just running away.
He doesn't want to be near this firecracker.
Pretty much.
Terrence goes for a weaker punch. That was SSM right there.
SSM 5H at the least. It's gonna slowly bleed him dry, hit after hit. Maybe that's the game he's going for. This is the mental damage.
I mean, yeah, he didn't have his rage, so anything he takes, he can't turn around. It's like even if he starts to take the life lead, it's like, well, he still has a burst. That's the thing you always gotta think about.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean first game for Terrence, all things considered. So smooth. Running under the JC and then getting to pin him down with a couple of torrents. Folken is back. It's a Bolton.
It's definitely good that he's added the overhead cancel bolt-on into his arsenal, because it has actually done quite a bit in this match.
So the throw, he's hit quite a few flowers so far. Another JC, not all the hits of the JC. Yeah, Terrence really wants that cornerback, eh? Ooh, big 2C for picking up the weapon. And the anti-air with the torrent. This is starting to look kind of hard for Folken. Desko gets all free for that, and only a trade afterwards, so he gets another chance to play. Oh, and he gets the throw.
Man grab at that, so I think he is missing the DP and the command grab. I'm not the command grab, but the auto guard.
Yo, he was gonna try to bring the hammer down. Saw both his hands cocked for the 5C, but nah, that's not the answer right there.
All right, well now he has that.
I wonder if he's actively keeping up with that, because I've never really seen him specifically look for like DP punishing or anything, you know, like 2A into DP or anything of that nature. Like he could have had it right there, for example. So I kind of wonder if it's ever actively on his mind.
I'm not sure, because I'm pretty sure like all he needs right now is to be fairly confident.
Well, actually,
go ahead.
He actually needed his weapons right there. That's why he picked them up.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Every time I see that, I just kind of sigh when I look at Sogetsu. He gets a punish, more specifically a throw anywhere. and just didn't have the spacing on the torrent afterwards.
Yeah, you gotta be very mindful of it.
But still able to pick up a few of them afterwards to make up for missing the damage earlier. Gets another throw and forcing Folken to burst. Ah, put him back. Put him back. Thought he was double dipping. He thought wrong.
Terrence gonna go ahead and just go ahead and put on his oh wow.
Oh my word.
Set off those alarms in his head.
Yeah? Because if Folken would have been like mashing 2A literally and got a second one right there, that would have been the end of the round and he would have won. But because he just did one for a check and then tried to react with a second one, that's what did him in.
Mm-hmm. And so 2-0 for Terrence, even though he was oh so close.
Running C for the start. That's a change.
Yeah, just hounding him down, keeping him busy.
It's going back to what he was using in the beginning of game one, which, from what I remember, was still pretty good. He just needed to polish up a few things here and there, and that would have been a game for him.
Terrence teleports out of the corner, teleport, very fast recovery.
It also helps that that was the first time he used it, so there was no way for Folken to really be ready for it. It's going to be on his mind again, which is presumably why he got thrown right there, but everybody gets one of those. Case in point. Taking another throw. Reset again. Trying to be a little tricky anytime where he might not need it, but still working out for him.
Yeah, Terrence wasn't ready to punish the gap between oh wow.
Yeah, he might not have been ready for a gap that was presented in front of him, but the space left from a whiffed 6-6A, he's ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Blew up his ankles, took the first round. 1 round away from taking this 3 straight.
And I think for his aggression, Folken might have just you know, got a little carried away. I think he's trying to calm down now.
It's a couple of Bolton. And you know the thing that looks really good about Bolton right now is the fact that so many characters lost knockdown from their universal overhead.
Yeah.
So it's like a similar effect, about the same speed, but a benefit that I don't think anybody has anymore. If there's a character that still has it, there's like 1 or 2.
There's still a few characters that have it. It's just more specific now, yeah.
Starting off round 3, getting a throw into the weapon flip. Oh
man, we even talk about Folken's punish game, but he's finally on point.
And on point at one of the most crucial times as well, getting the punish on the SSM. And he gets the 7 sword. Yo, just let it rip, dog. Yeah!
So there goes a running joke that he never can do his 7 sword move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he done grown up, man. He didn't graduate. He might make it.
Trying to change on us.
Oh, there's no try. He has shown change.
True.
Hit all the complicated motions.
Okay. Is this swing out of the gate with the bullet time?
Doubling down on it. And then the low, tried to get the low as well, which was a little too short. Yo, he feels the power of this. He's looking to get it again. Kind of like, give me all the flowers. That was fun, dude.
Yeah, that definitely gave him a lot of confidence.
Raining in the JCs again. Terrence hasn't had a chance to breathe. Literally drowning in a sea of katanas. Swing after swing. Thought he was going to find the throw. He thought wrong. Running C closes the door in his face in round 1. Now, who you running up on, man?
Yeah, he's definitely seen the power of that move. All right, there's the DP. That's usually the one that he almost never gets.
And I've seen him go for it, like from that specifically, looking for a JC into it. So I guess that's the main way he thinks to go for it. But yeah, that's another flower to add to the bouquet.
Terrence, yeah, just off the mark on those water spouts. It is not looking too hot.
Yeah, his boat is literally rocking over there, man. Dad, that game looked, it looked disgusting for Terrence. At no point in time did it ever look like he was actually playing Sogetsu.
Yeah. And it's like kind of what we were alluding to at the beginning is like if he's actually able to keep up that aggression and present, that air challenge for Sogetsu in the auto block, he doesn't have a lot of like tools to just like blatantly go around it.
Terrence taking a higher road to get himself out of the corner at the beginning of round 3 here, but slapped down by another running seat. That was the first one he's blocked in a while, but still, you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. There is so much more that should have been had right there.
Yeah.
Skirts away and gets a 2C. So things are looking a little better for Terrence. Teleporting throw hasn't worked for him at all yet, but he's still trying to represent it.
Alright, trace to the knockdown. Folken got the corner push. Terrence trying to get that overhead out by any means necessary.
He's trying to get out of the corner. Another punish. Taking a weapon flip this time, but still too slow. Ran down by another 6-6C, and Folken, who is on his way out the door, has come 5 rounds straight, looking to see if he can bring this back and get his 3-piece right here.
Showing a little bit of patience there. Doesn't want to push himself into a bunch of water bubbles and get mad.
He's not trying to get soaked. Now, there's so many easy punches to just throw out there. It's a damn shame, it feels like. So getting another flower, trying to run in, getting backed up by a torn. That throw means a lot. It's a huge throw, throwing him over into the corner. With the way Terrence has been playing, he needs the space that he can get using the recoil to get into another torrent. I'm kind of surprised that it was only on Folken's mind to just use the arm to go through and just not letting the or not committing to using the slash afterwards.
He actually low profile the bubble.
I was thinking that,
go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the interesting thing that was on my mind is the fact that if it's sitting in your face like that, it leaves you in proxy block. So like Folken couldn't back away from that unless he wanted to jump or something. And just like he couldn't get away from this Easton.
Alright, Terrence trying to bring it back, so let's see which one of these guys are gonna walk away with it all.
Taking the jump in with the JB, gets the throw. Getting a few more petals. Working on his way to the 7th sword. That's a scene that we've seen too many times. Sogetsu getting a throw. But calling the wrong shot on the battleship field.
Yeah, Terrence has a pretty high mountain to climb. Like, not only does he have to make up his life lead, he also has to beat his Folken's rage.
Well, starting to get into the time of it, so he's gotten a good amount of damage while he's in rage, and he just sweeps him up with a 2C.
Yeah, I think we've seen a little bit too much of people dying on their rage when they don't have to, and it's hopefully when they see these, they'll think about that habit going forward.
To be fair to Folken, I wouldn't be too upset if he said he didn't think 2C would do that much damage. Like he still should have bursted somewhere beforehand. I'm not gonna argue with that, but he could have possibly thought he had at least one more hit. You know, that 2C did a grip, man.
Yeah. In any case, going on to the next match after get a little back and forth there. Hopefully they give the streamer enough time to get into the. All right, yeah, he settled in the seat. All right, so we got Gajeel versus Terrence up next, I believe. Yeah.
Can't have Painbot constantly up running to the bathroom in the middle of his lobbies. That's what it is.
All right, so we're gonna have some Getsu versus question mark. Okay, you're going with Darlie. And I imagine Darlie can present more or less a lot of the same troubles that Yoshitora can to Sogetsu. So we're gonna see if Terrence has a plan for that.
I mean, she can, but this is one of the cases what we were talking about earlier, where even though Darlie has a similar function as Yoshitora, there's also the question of, is Gajeel going to function similarly to Folken? Reed, is he going to do the JCs?
Well, he did one at least, but right now he's trying to play the grounding game versus Sogetsu, and it's not working out so well. And then he just Hells Marys his way in. But yeah, I feel like it's not so much that Darlie can't do this. It's a matter to do it, she needs to establish the threat of the jump head. Because that's what makes people freeze up in situations like this. If they know you're not going to leave the ground, they feel comfortable poking you and doing everything else. But if Terrence thought, man, if I do a TC, she's going to come down and bust my head open. That's different. That's a different story about when he wants to press it.
He gets a throw. But taking the catch behind it means not a whole lot. Back throw again from Terrence, the second one. And like both the back throws he's gotten in the round have been so big. He's been able to stay on his feet the entire time and hit a whole bunch of those right there, big 2Cs. But he has been giving up the space, allowing Gajeel to walk to him. And Gajeel hasn't been able to keep him cornered. So, yeah, even though Gajeel clearly shows what he's about right now, it's just going to be so hard for him because he can't keep him contained. Let's him jump out of the corner this time. Step and throw, 2B in the torrent. Just a little extra credit with the water bubble as well.
Yeah, Terrence doesn't believe people will just stand up and walk into that bubble. No burst. So now he's at a life deficit and has no weapon.
Got him by that. Yo, he don't even want, okay. I thought he didn't want it.
He like almost walked himself out. And it may be a thing where he might have pressed the button as he was getting up and didn't get it in time. And he was walking with the assumption he picked it up.
Right.
But nonetheless, this is another example of using your burst, especially when someone presents the weapon flip technique. Like as soon as you see that, that's definitely when you need to
hit the panic button.
Exactly. But in any case, we're seeing more or less the same. He's trying to walk down, so Getsu, who has a much longer range button than her general kit. Like she has her heavy, but nonetheless, it's probably not going to compete too well with that. But even if it does, he's not using it. So
he's thrown it like twice. The thing that's standing out to me is it feels like that he just doesn't really understand the range of 2C. Like I get the impression with the bit that he's trying that he's looking for the counter poke, but he just doesn't know where he needs to stand for that to even be a thing. I say that he goes with a different approach of blocking it and running in and getting a throw, so that's the different look. I just feel like the biggest problem to his plan so far is he doesn't know exactly where 2C strikes. Just gets blown up by a stray torrent. Another solid one in the books for Terrence.
All right, check it with the high tide. And I actually like that because he can use that outside of the down heavy. Outside of down heavy's range, so and it can check a lot of the stuff like the water spout and even that without much risk to Darley, without so gets you like want to commit to a jump or something. So I would like to see more of that if that's what he's typically looking for. If he's trying to look for a ground game machine.
He got a little mileage out of going to the air. Got tossed back out again. More importantly, he got tossed away from his rage. So this is another scenario where he's got to find the burst. Don't know what that was about. Either he missed the button or he was just late on the weapon flip. Either way, Terrence with a little bit of an error there, but it hasn't been hurt too far from it yet.
Yeah.
To be in the torque, is the burst going to happen?
It doesn't look like it. And I think it's what you kind of alluded to like many sets ago. Specifically, some people look for a specific trigger for their burst situation. And if they don't get that specific thing,
there it is.
Yeah, it's a throw. For most people, that's gonna be when they get thrown. They're like, "Yeah, let me burst." Not when I get hit by this, buffable normal. Not when I get hit by this multi-hitting normal.
And even with waiting for the throw to happen, it did show up, and Gajeel was able to stay alive for one round, but round 3 is going to be looking really hard for him. Very rough seas ahead, if you will, as he doesn't have the rage to work with. Yeah, again, there's so many water jokes now. All of them.
I was just laughing because it also goes with 2C.
Rough seas. That I might have to give that name to Bates. The rough seas. Oh man,
that one had too many layers on it, man.
I didn't even see them all. You got me. Yeah, Gajeel's the one getting got by these bubbles, though. Ooh, but miscue on the torrent gives him a chance.
All right, backdashes, and here's a big opportunity. He could have took the game, but decides to go with a C. What? Yo, the cross-up jump medium? Okay.
Hey, we done made it.
All right, puts a game on the board. It's looking a little rough, but he's getting his hits in. And it's usually due to Terrence's errors, though, not something he's particularly causing, I feel.
Right.
It's like, I feel like the big damage is when Terrence whiffs a spout or messes up his weapon flip combo, rather than, big damage that was forced out with other. Like, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Dodging the close C.
Probably could have got the blade surf there, but hey, he canceled and got some damage. So yeah, Gajeel's looking like a new man here. Got the jump C to finally, to take down the button that's been like murdering him.
And the planets are starting to align for him. Gets over the 2C again. And finds one more JC. Man, who would have guessed that the answer to all this would have been to just jump?
And I think he sees it now. So he got a little too ambitious, and we're in the corner now. But again, he's a round up, so he doesn't have to panic too much. Gets his weapon with a little more slap in the wrist, a slap on the wrist and a slap on the face, I guess.
So jeez, and that was enraged too. Like one jump took over half his life. But I want to point something out here, all right?
All right.
So the one hit that he's got this round, he got from jumping. All the damage that he's lost so far is when he decided to do something that wasn't jumping. just putting that out there. And
yeah,
if he had a...
Now forcing the burst off Terrence.
He's looking a little antsy. Terrence baited the dodge, but didn't believe he'd really do it. Universal overhead on the other side, and Gajeel with 2 games. Double games.
Yeah, now that he doesn't have to just run into pokes anymore, the things have changed. Even Terrence is like, he has to play around it more. And now he realized that he has to move and stay out of Darley's jumping space. And since he doesn't have like Twitch anti-airs to use, like a DP or a really good upward hitting, it's even rougher for him.
2 boots to the chest. There it is again. Big JC.
And I actually wonder if he knows about the crouching property where your hit stun is basically double if they're crouching. 'Cause I don't think he does. Because he's committing to those kicks like he's not sure if there's enough hit stun. All right. Armor through the bubble, but it don't really matter.
Nah. Terrence knew that was coming as soon as he saw the animation, was well prepped for it, gets the punish, gets around, and even though he hasn't really had a lot of say in the past 2 games, he's finally on the board again. Casually strolling at Gajeel, getting a throw. Really slow on the 2C. Here we go. Checking the dash in. Put a 2B on him, buffer. The weapon flip was looking pretty good, but Gajeel gets his sword back.
Yeah, it worked out for him, but yeah, it was another of those situations where it was questionable not to come off the burst. But nonetheless, his gamble pays off.
Yeah, now he's slipping back into his old habits of no JCs. Thought he was gonna find the throw. Gets his burst though, so he's waiting a little too long for that. Got it, and still gets a chance to play because there's not too much damage. Gets the universal overhead. Still has a lot of time to work with, but hey, guess what's coming from the bottom? Another drink.
Yep. So Terrence ties it up, and yeah, he's like, I'm a round down, so you're either gonna get hit by this round or stuff. I'm gonna get E-Cent. We're gonna round 3. Like this is awareness of a situation that he was in. But yeah, it's like whenever he tries to go, let me back and forth, let me play around his poke. Because like you mentioned, he's not too keen on where 2C's ultimately gonna hit him, and just in general, he doesn't really know which buttons he wants to pick, and he just kind of got preyed upon until he just started jumping. So like once he stopped introducing the jump, then Terrence just gets comfortable, starts poking him out and wearing him down. Going back with Darla. I think he's going back to the lobby because of what they were saying about the issue with him, that you got to go out instead of hitting rematch.
Look, if there was ever a time for that to break, it wouldn't care about that. Not the way things were happening earlier.
Oh, never mind. He just thought it was 3 matches already.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See if he has some adjustments to make.
Yeah, there's the adjustment right there. Up forward. The only adjustment he needs to make. Trying to punish with a universal overhead, which he does, but yeah, he could have got some more. Pushing his way in. Gets a tick throw. Ooh!
Alright, that's big. I tried to go for the cross-up blade surf, but didn't quite get the spacing on it.
He's still blocking. He's blocking. What's the punish? Big!
Yep. That's usually what he goes for in that scenario. In this case, it was just enough to kill, so it worked out.
And that's really unfortunate for Terrence. I think he was really looking for Gajeel to run in, and he just did the option select for the 2B, buffered into the weapon flip. Nothing there, so that was a solid punish to start things off for Gajeel. And he has rage to work with, so if he gets a hit here, he actually could take the round depending on what he gets, but none of that really matters too much.
Terrence trying to keep that space occupied.
Deflect.
Yeah, I guess because he's supposed to be getting his ankles blown up.
Oh! Well, that would have been so sick if he hit that.
Yeah, I think the start was a little too high. But luckily for him, Gajeel didn't return one of his own.
All right. You really thought to pick that up right there. huge risk to take, and Terrence is gonna show him why. Puts everybody on match point 2C to get around to deflect. That's why I was kind of cringing on the idea earlier, because that is not a deflectable move. And Terrence really hasn't been throwing one out at that range. He didn't have one to throw out at that range because he's not pressing 5C. He's up out of there. Stepping in and getting a throw. Showing some of the finesse that he's been using in the recent rounds. Slides away from another throw.
He actually got the combo, he just didn't cancel it. And it's like small errors like that is just been building up for him.
Gajeel's going back, man. He's taking steps back. He's regressing. All he wants is the throw. That's all that's on his mind. Oh, he tried to find his seat. I'm actually surprised that he didn't get clipped on the way up.
Well, nonetheless, that puts it in. And again, gotta watch. Gotta make sure you use your rage burst, especially in the last round.
Man, imagine losing with your burst. At least we'll have it for the next game, right?
No, that was his last one for today. So you got to burst it out later.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever the in 2 weeks when we come back, he'll still have his burst, right?
Yep. Yeah,
there you go.
At round 1. All right, but good stuff for him. And that's his last match. So next up, we're gonna have Folken versus Painbot. All right, so I guess he's not gonna miss the boat this time.
Doesn't really have a choice.
If he misses it this time, I don't know what to say.
I'm gonna say the same thing I always do. I'm gonna just give him crap. That's all he needs. That's all he deserves.
All right. So we getting Tam Tam versus Yoshitora. Is he going with the Yukio? No, we're going with Tam Tam. He got his skulls back, and now he just wants to go back.
Yeah, man, he's got the entire kit now. He can dodge in the SSM. He controls like half the screen at any point in time. Somebody's getting kind of reckless with where they're moving or when they want to jump, get the moolah moolah on them. Moolah moolah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how Folken approaches this. So I imagine both these gentlemen are gonna be spending a lot of time in the.
For one reason or another, yeah. Look at him, so happy to have another skull back there. Look at him, so happy to have another skull back there.
Yeah, if he didn't have that back, he would have been possible.
Ooh, it's very brazen on Folken. It's something we don't see out of him too often.
Yeah, he was just holding back. He was holding back so hard.
He didn't even have a late response to the command throw, too. He's tap dancing on his ankles. Got him to DP, punished him with the H, and then cleans him up with a well-placed A. Painbot.
Yeah, it's looking pretty textbook right now by Painbot. It's controlling the space and then bullying his opponent for trying to get in too hard.
Solid punish on the whiff 6-6B. Catches on the backside with the low.
He's determined to make that tick throw work.
Hasn't been panning out for him just yet.
Yeah, and I don't think the idea is bad. It's just like, for the most part, his opponents are very it's a movie. And regardless of whether you're doing the command grab or not.
And that was another one of those times where Folken, he jumps in with a JC, but it's a high JC. And so, like Bates was doing earlier, Painbot immediately checks with 2D into leg sweep, and he gets the knockdown from it. So that's something to be like really mindful of when somebody's looking to do stuff like that. You have to be pretty accurate with your jump ins, or be mindful of the fact that it ain't your turn no more. Or at least do something quick to challenge it, you know? You don't get to just walk in scot-free because you hit somebody in the dome piece. That's not how it works.
Yeah, he went for the tick though the second time, but yeah, Folken was like, nah, we flying today. He finally got it.
Hey, he done made it.
He gonna do it again. If that kick had landed, he would have did it again.
Yeah. Is he gonna finish the round with it?
Well, not if he gets chopped up like that. So it gets his little punish in.
Yeah, that's a strike. Right off the side of the arrow, no hook needed.
It catches the boson. Yo, Painbot's on fire.
2C for picking up the swords. And he was thinking that a throw was going to be there, which is why he dodged, but 2 hit low. Photon as well. A bit of big 2C putting a quick hush on him. Ooh, that could have been so much worse for him, actually, if either one of them knew where they were at.
Mm-hmm. He goes ahead and pushes on. Nah, goes ahead and burst.
I got him.
I didn't even need to do that, but SNK gave it to me, so we do it. He did that SSM purely on principle.
Yeah. He's developing his fundamentals, you know. He's been playing the game the entire time without that in his kit. And so he's just got to grind it out while he can, you know.
Yeah.
So every single time he's getting a dodge, he's going to SSM. Unless he don't have it.
Of course. Oh, man. What if Tam Tam had a gun?
You mean the skulls?
Nah, I mean an SSM they can use.
It's a shotgun. Shotgun that caves in your chest. And if it doesn't kill you, you're not going to be walking afterwards. Ooh, staying in front of him with the back dash, checking the roll.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're looking at this, and a lot of it is just because Folken don't want to down back anytime he gets up. He either wants to jump or attack, and the only time he's really getting away with his Painbot is like off of his meaty.
Right.
All right, coming over to poke.
Ah! Yo, he's just like, you know what? You don't care about anything I do or anything I'm pressing. Hold this H. And again, the high one. Blatant disregard for his opponent's actions. He's doing whatever he feels like doing.
Yeah, whenever he gets rage, he's definitely going to use certain moves, and yeah, Painbot is just kind of rage that he's very anxious when he's on the defensive.
Yeah, I've been paying attention. I can't think of the last time I've seen Folken get off his back and hold down back. There's always been something. That one doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, he walked forward first, so.
That is true.
All right.
Oh, he had the right idea, got the reaction that he wanted, but was just too slow on the draw.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So it's a pretty quick 3-0 for Painbot, and then we got one more left. The battle of the roommates. And y'all better play it online too.
Exactly. That's what was on my mind. I don't want to hear none of the BS that happened the first week. Tell them to get in the lobby.
But yeah, thank y'all for sticking with us thus far. We're at the last match of the night. All right, he's gonna do the honorable thing.
Yeah, let me go ahead and see this. The world wants to see this. Well, I guess the world can see this either way, but the world wants to see this on equal footing that everybody else has been playing on. Bring yourselves online, cowards.
All right. So this is something we see so many times in our locals that I mean, it's not much you really say about it. You never know who's gonna win.
What? Collusion?
What's up?
Collusion? He picked Hanzo.
Uh-oh.
Collusion?
Remember he said he don't like fighting Tam Tam with his other characters.
I don't care. Collusion.
Man.
When was the last time you saw him play Hanzo?
You know, it's been a while, but you know, I haven't been seeing Bates play outside of this, so I can't say much.
This all we've seen Painbot play, except for the fact that he's net playing like a fiend now. So we have seen Bates play. We have not seen him play Hanzo since online Casa started.
Oh Lord,
man, I smell some fish in this match.
Well, now he's playing Hanzo, man. So next time you say that, you'll have a you'll have a date. All right, put that fireball out there. But yeah, it's not looking so hot.
A cold fireball, imagine that. Can't even really get it out there anymore as it keeps getting checked by so many things. Skulls and fireballs of his own. Wakes up with the options to like to get some space. Or really? He might have teleported in place.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just that thing Hanzo's use where they put a place to go past stuff because it gives them like slight invincibility after the startup.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess it just he wasn't expecting all those skulls to be there. Oh.
Slid his way around and deflect, dodged the running H as well. Painbot is. He's playing like he's seen this matchup before. Woo!
Yeah, we got short range SSM, but we still got the classic.
Yo, show him what a real fireball be looking like, man. That hot breath. Fireball so big it takes up the entire screen.
Yeah, that was basically a clinic from Painbot. And so Bates gonna roll back in it.
Collusion.
Collusion.
You mean to tell me Gendro ain't gonna do it better, or Mina?
Hey man, that's up for Bates to answer.
All right, well he's trying to. He can't even be Hanzo over there, dude. Hey, look at him. What is Hanzo without a fireball?
I can't believe they buffed Tam Tam and gave him 2 more strong, man.
Jeez, he needed it.
Oh man, yeah, Bates is having a really hard time trying to even get in or just even function around Tam Tam, and it's making me question the pick for sure. But got the rage fireball now. It's got the room to work with, but nah.
The range fireball doesn't mean anything. Look at that. It's still trading with a skull. Like he finally had to force his way just to get a hit. And even when he coaxed Painbot into jumping in the air, he was so far out that he couldn't do anything about the falling jump, whatever it was. They all look the same.
Yeah. But Painbot tried to read a fireball, ends up losing his weapon. So we'll see if he can come back from this. But in any case, he still has a round to work with. And he has his rage of his own, so Bates has to be really careful with his actions.
Ooh. Yeah, that man was being so greedy. Double fireballs again, meets him in the air with the JA.
Yeah. Definitely looking better with the air-to-airs, but... And luckily he's in the life lead, so he can just kind of keep him at bay for long enough. Oh, no.
Yeah, lead is dwindling away hit from hit, but he puts him on the back with a fireball so he gets some more out, gets some control. Yeah, as soon as the skull comes out, I'm like, all of his fun stops and he has to go back to playing a gimp character that has really small presence. Are we trading the kicks, playing footsies? Big block. Okay. Big block into a 2B.
All right. Base fighting his way back.
Maybe this isn't collusion.
That's not like it, man.
I know, because this is really just a big setup. Painbot leaves him around, just throw off all the detectives.
He finally managed to get some uses out of his Rage Fireball. After Painbot's been kind of locking him out of it for the most part.
Falling back again. And he was trying to chase down the teleport there, just a little off on the timing.
Yeah, it's like Painbot's the one getting over aggressive now. So yeah, I'm not blocking that.
Oh no.
He's looking pretty good for Bates. I guess he followed his heart.
Yeah.
And it led him to game 3.
It's not the game 3 he wanted though.
No, unfortunately not. But it wasn't a bad read, but yeah, I felt like he had a lot of control over that round for the most part, and it just kind of fell apart at the last moment.
Right. That was a quick reaction from Painbot. I mean, part of that is, playing Bates ever since this game came out, but the reaction to see him like deflecting and expecting Bates to do a double deflect at that point and running and throwing on a drop of a dime.
Yeah.
It's just really sharp. Really, really sharp.
Oh, those recovery is the heavy. Okay. And Bates hasn't really been presenting that command grab, which is mostly because he hadn't had a chance to get in.
All right. But with 2 good old Azunas and a 2B, Bates gets himself another round. Trying to see if he can get a break point here. And I'm liking the change that Bates has gone through in this game alone, because there's been one simple thing that he's not been looking towards, which is he ain't throwing no fireballs no more. He's accepted the fact that he's going to be a lesser ninja at this point. He's trying to get in there and get his hands dirty, and it's working pretty well. Had to see if Painbot was going to let him have one, which isn't the case, so we'll just go back to work.
Yeah, it's understandable because he's been moving around, he's got other things to look at. So it's like, yo, can I put this out here now? Oh, that was a really good idea, but just slightly off the timing.
I'm still amazed he hit the option select earlier against the cross up. Or I guess the same side back dash. And yeah, by taking the fireballs out of the game and literally just being a speedy ninja, Bates is able to finally get a point.
All right, 2-1.
Here's another thing to point out.
All right.
Painbot didn't burst.
He didn't burst. That's our hero. That's the guy who's leading us to the promised land.
That's not my hero. Hold on. That's not my hero. There was never a point in time I said Painbot was my hero.
Well,
okay. I wish he could have got out of the corner, but I guess it doesn't matter too much if you're just going to pull him back in. Go one more time. 3-peat. We can't let him in the Ojo, man.
That's all right. He got a home of his own. Yeah, Bates is kind of cool things down a bit. I'm trying to force Painbot to kind of come to him. Feeling real comfortable in that corner.
Hey!
I don't know what it is that started up, but he threw him out of it.
And he gets out of the corner with running C as well. And that's so huge for him. Yeah, now he has the space to catch Painbot stepping forward, pick him apart like he did with the running B. Running A just off the mark, so he can't get this just yet. I didn't expect him. Yo, he got in under the C?
Yeah, he did. He did. Ran right into that dead spot. Playing with his heart.
Bro, that was 4 Zunas in one round. See if he gets a new record.
Yes, like they play each other all the time, so he sees those moments when he freezes up.
Throwing the weapon flip.
I mean, he wouldn't get much mileage out of those fireballs, so why not?
Right. And Painbot was pretty confident that he'd get his weapon back. He does, but he's lost most of his life in the process. This is going to be should have been punished. What? He just sat there and was like, yo, man. I have some bad news for you. You're still playing Tam Tam. All right.
All right, we tied up. This is the last game of the night.
I need to sit up for this. This might not actually be collusion. I swear if Bates comes out and he starts throwing like 5 fireballs, I'm going right back to my corner, dude.
Uh-oh.
What?
I see the Ukiyo.
Oh, no. By any means necessary, huh?
This is where we come. This is how far we've come.
This is how far we've fallen.
we still moving though.
Oh, man.
So we go into the Ukiyo pick, the other character that Painbot has been painstakingly working on.
This is the final boss if you think about it, because he's net playing, right? This is his net play character.
Oh, man.
He's just going to get in his face, throw a bunch of Tsubamis, and let the character do the work for him.
I wonder how Base feels about the Hanzo match with Ukiyo. I'm about to see how he plays it. Because I imagine it's more or less his fireballs, more or less still not really on the table. Depending.
Right. Well, it's kind of worse to some degree if you think about it, because all Tam Tam was doing was taking it away from him, right? But if you tried to throw a Hanzo, Ukiyo could literally use it against him.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, yeah, generally, but at least when he gets his rage, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's got to get there first, and he's got to get hit to get his rage.
Yeah, you're not gonna just defend Ukiyo. Just defend your rage from Ukiyo. You're getting hit.
And speaking of which, he actually went the entire first round and didn't get his rage. Did Hanzo get more health? Did he get a defense upgrade in this last match?
He did.
Huh. So that's something to consider, that they didn't adjust the rage. So it's possible to not get rage in a round. Huh.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. And so some characters still build up slow, but he should still get it in a round. So yeah, I wonder if there was some weird issue there.
But either way, he stands up. He gets his option select against the 3D. Ooh, wasn't looking for that Tsubami. That could have been huge for him. Painbot slicing apples, trying to see if he can keep him wedged in the corner. Big 5C to the backside. And we out.
Yeah, he uses that move to stop the option select. Yeah, now that actually functions. That's
yeah, man. He quote unquote he teched the throw. Now that was a crazy scenario, because even though he didn't have a weapon, like since he was down to 1 hit, it was still a scramble either way, because you can just punch him, right?
mm-hmm.
You know, that's showing some adaptation right there. Painbot was looking for his classic setup of backdashing with somebody to keep him from rolling in the corner, and Bates jumps out, eventually gets a weapon flip. It looks so good for him. The option select there again, saving the day, getting the katana back. It was too early, and there was a dodge. It's another sweep for Bates.
No, just lets the Tsubami rip.
Is that the first one he's hit? This hasn't been a really Tsubami heavy game.
Yeah, I think that's the first one he's hit, because he's mostly been using the slashes there to control. I actually thought he was gonna follow through with that one. I wouldn't.
Oh,
All right,
is he
base
done
base.
for the-
Yeah, he's done. So that's the second time he's gone out like that.
Yeah.
nonetheless, a good set from both these gentlemen.
Collusion.
And aside from the collusion, thanks for everyone who showed up to play, showed up to watch. Yeah, like it's been mentioned several times, we're gonna be doing a little bit of rebranding, but I'll let the streamer tell you all about that whenever he comes back from his ill-gotten gains.
If he comes back.
Yeah, he's running over to the station right now.
What's up, guys?
He's over there taking the Vince McMahon stroll. That's what he's doing. No chance.
So it's over today, but we have more in 2 weeks. It's just we're gonna take a little break. I have to rebrand everything. It's gonna be named House of Pain from now on. If y'all didn't know, apparently there was another event in New York City that's been around for a while, but the guy didn't really advertise.
You're breaking up real bad. Like, I hate to interrupt you.
I know it's not breaking up on my end. It's just breaking up on Discord.
Yeah, we got to just sit there and tank this, man.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Just keep an eye out on Twitter and see what comes up. I'll have everything nice and ready probably within a week. And then the next following week, we'll have some new stuff. We'll have Street Fighter 4 as well. So if you're interested in watching Street Fighter 4, we'll have that. And we'll also have Grand Blue like before, but we're still going to be focusing on Samurai Showdown. But appreciate y'all tuning in. You know, donate. The match arenas are still open for another hour or so. If you want to, you can donate. If not, that's fine. We'll catch you in the next one.